Well, guys, it's the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and we got a little bit of snow here in central Illinois. Let's look. I mean, probably 3 inches so far, and still coming down. It's done for the most part, but kids are having fun. They made a snowman. There was another snowman on that table. Caleb, or that's Asher. Caleb was doing the gathering of snow in a wheelbarrow and taking it over to the... It's a little hard to see that there's an igloo there that Judah's throwing on top of. Here comes Caleb.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
So what's behind you?
But no fun in the snow for Dad today. I have to go to work. And you might say, well, you work for yourself. You work from home. Why would you make yourself work on a Sunday? Well, here's the deal. I have unbelievable sales for the last couple of days. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to end up with 40 to ship out on Monday morning. So, I'm going to have to get some of it done today. So shipping this thing, first I packed it tight with this very sturdy paper. I get this at Menards. I'm sure Home Depot's or Lowe's, if you don't have Menards as close to you. It's this big roll that sells for $12. So now I have this box, and it was a Home Depot size small box. And I basically built it and cut it in half. And then I'm just going to lay the layers down here. And then you take a really big box, and this one is basically 20 by 16 by 16. Fill it with paper and shove your box down in there, and then fill it the rest of the way with paper. And now the box is so busting over full with paper that it's going to be hard to shut, which means there's enough in there to create padding around the, what is essentially 12 by 12 by 12 down there. So I got this thing for $0, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. Buyer was all in at $102 after selling fees, promoted listing fees, and a massive discount on the shipping because the buyer paid $65 and I paid $32. I still only made $38 on that sale, but it took me about 20 minutes to pack up. And I'm not worried one little bit about it getting there in as described condition. It's paper, and then the crock, and then a bunch of bubble wrap, and then a box, and then a bunch of paper, and then a huge box. And I think you could not pack that better. And so it's going to be on UPS if it gets broken. And it's going to Fort Lauderdale. So it's pretty far from central Illinois. But that I ended up making $40 basically. And once you count what the federal government takes, then I'm making like $30 on that $100. So you gotta play the game realizing that your buy-in cost and what you end up with, like if you factor in, if I had to pay $7, $8 for that, I might end up with $25 in my pocket for what would be $100 sale, which actually is not, once you factor in, you know, a lot of people get to taxable income and quit there, but then taxes are a part of it. And so like, if you're really down to what goes in your wallet, you can probably figure 25%, 35%, unless you're really, really buying like real cheap, like $100 and selling for $1,000 or something like that. Or $1 and selling for $100. So look at this. This is crazy. Every day this week has been the best day I've ever had, and it compounds on itself. Today, I don't think Sunday's probably not going to trump Saturday, because Saturday was one of the best days I've ever had on eBay. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were all above, I think above 350, definitely above 300. So they were the best sales I've had in the 90 days. But the Sunday is looking good already. It's at like 1:45 and we're not quite to noon. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff to pull. Let's look at it. And let me say, only one like huge sale. So that if you took away the $320 item that sold from the $625, I still had a $300 day. And we're way up here in Z19. Shout out Asher, pulling a little Christmas special. Doc Hudson, the fabulous Hudson Hornet. A lot of Disney toys don't have a date on them, but I always look. 2013. Cool piece. Sold. He paid $1.49 for it. Sold for $17 free shipping. And this Clone Wars blanket, it's a fleece blanket. Came from the Everything's a Dollar sale, and it sold for $17 free shipping also. This coffee mug I paid $2 for. Just a really neat piece. And it sold for $11 plus $8 shipping. Just pretty cool. I picked it up at a garage sale where I got a bunch of Disney Christmas stuff that's all in this box. This belt buckle came from the retro truckload sale, and it sold in just a couple of weeks. 1978. Cool piece. On an offer for $13 free shipping. These four, I don't really mess with this Harry Potter anymore. Trying to collect them and sell the set. 7, 6, 5, and 4. I would have paid $1 a piece for these because they are. I get them at Goodwill, and that's the price on our books. And so I'm $4 into them. They sold for $40 free shipping, but they've been listed a long time. Paid $5 for this Ninja blender with the extra pieces. And that's been like maybe a week ago. And it sold, tested, working in a nice, pretty nice condition. $55 free shipping. This is kind of a funny story. Like 2 years ago, I tried to do some like local flea market stuff and like be a vendor because my buddy was trying to start something. And it never really took off and we didn't sell much. But the other day when me and Levi were doing some cleaning up, I found a box of inventory in the death pile that was stuff that never got listed on eBay because it was supposed to go to the flea market and never sold there. These Hot Wheels showcases, I paid like $5 for them probably 3 years ago. I paid $5 a piece, 5, 10, and this one's black and the other one was chocolate brown. And this one's chocolate brown, $15 all in. Buyer paid $60 free shipping, and they've been listed for like, well, that's probably 2 weeks ago. So I like to do high bid auctions. Oh, it's right here. I was like, where is this thing? That. I almost walked my face into it. And this thing, I would have to go find the receipt to tell you for sure, but I want to say I paid $40 for it on high bid auction. Local pickup, tobacco, so it's Skull Key Bandits, which I've never heard of, in Copenhagen. These tubes that are just like, you know, your gas station store display to buy. Chewing tobacco, these actually had in them a roll, like an unopened 6-packs of key that were expired 1985. So let's assume this is from the mid 80s, or maybe it sat there for 10 years and it's from the early 70s, but it's a cool piece. There were only like 2 singles, 2s, and 3s listed on Terapeak that I could find any of them listed or sold. And so those were around the $250 mark. So I listed this for $365 and I got a $319 best offer and it sold. So that really like bumps up my $625 day or whatever it was, but I'm still $300 even without that selling. Do you guys find cassette storage? Because I find that they sell as fast as I can list them. This is 3 rows and it's just wooden cassette storage, and it sold for $30 free shipping. And I shipped one yesterday and I ship them all the time. I hope I can find a bunch more because they are kind of turning into bread and butter for me. When I found this, I thought for sure it was going to be amazing. It's an older button-on Carhartt hood for your coveralls. And I think I had it listed for $25 plus shipping. And I took it down and relisted it a couple of times. And it sat all summer, and then I relisted it the other day for $14, and I finally got an $11 plus shipping offer, and it did sell. These will sell. I've had them that are like new in the package, like new with tags, ones you'd buy now, and they sell for $15, $20 plus shipping. I thought this one, being older and being faded, might have some collectible value or some streetwear value, but it didn't. Sold for $11 free shipping. I had it forever. Got it at a yard sale. I think I paid 50 cents or $1. So in here we have, I guess I only have 3 of these left. I paid $2 a piece for 25 cans. This feels like it has like a rag in it or something. And some of them were winners and some of them were not. This one took a long time to sell and sold for $6 plus shipping. This one I said the other day when Wii Sports sold, I was like, why isn't that selling? And I took it down, did sell similar, lowered the price by $1, and it sold for $22.99 free shipping. This one has the manual in it. That really only matters a little bit. This stinking Orvis sweater has sold 3 times and come back. Once it didn't fit well, once they didn't like it because it was itchy, and the other time I think they said just didn't like, which means I'm paying return shipping. And I got this for $1 and sold it for $25 3 times. And at this point, I'm losing money on it. But I just keep putting it back up because it will sell to somebody who wants it. And I'm recouping some of my loss at this point. I paid $1 at Everything's a Dollar. The Everything's a Dollar garage sale. And it was, it has been the bane of my existence. But I really don't get a lot of returns. Just that one's cursed. This is Shredder's car. Levi did a really good job going through all of that Ninja Turtle stuff. It's supposed to have a like dome that goes over. It's supposed to have these things on the front wheels. It's missing a lot of parts, but it came from the Retro Truckload garage sale and it sold for $19 free shipping. I bought 2 of these for like $3.50 a piece at Goodwill one day. One worked and sold immediately for like $25, and the other one was not working, and it just sold probably 6 months later for $5 plus shipping. So hardly worth listing, but I had it listed for like $8, and I got a best offer, and I'm like, okay, that's something. So in here we have 2 shirts. No, not this one, because it's the gray one. This Chevy Corvette shirt sold for $6 plus shipping. I picked up both of these at the same time, and I don't know, maybe even remember where, or it doesn't matter because they're not worth much. And then this shirt down here, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. That sold for $18 with, I think that was plus shipping, and this one's going international. I think it said it's going international to California, which is weird because most of my international stuff goes to Illinois. Yeah, so the ultimate destination is Australia, and this is going to Commerce, California instead of, I think Elgin, Illinois is where a lot of my stuff goes. It's not very far away because I'm in central Illinois. I know it's up there somewhere. Are you guys familiar with Black & Decker Space Maker? This is an older, like a vintage coffee pot, and it sold pretty quickly for $50 plus shipping. Now I have the hardware, like these are the brackets that you put this, and it would hang under your cabinetry, and then here are the screws, and I tested it and cleaned it, and it is in really nice shape. I found it at an estate sale for $4, and I had to take it down off the cabinet. But it was literally listed for like maybe 30 hours, maybe just one day, and it sold for $50 plus shipping. So look out for that Space Saver stuff. There's another piece in there that is like a toaster oven, and that one would be really good, except it's in pretty bad shape. Still, I think I listed it for like $75 or $90 free shipping or something. And the cabinet, or the can openers, all kinds of stuff that's worth stuff in that Space Maker line. So keep an eye out for that Black & Decker Space Maker stuff. So we picked up the juicer the other day for $5, and I told you that some of the parts are worth more than the machine, and you can make more money parting it out. This thing sold for $24 free shipping, and it was the first thing to sell. And normally when you part this thing out, the tool to take the blade off is the first thing to sell. So that'll sell for sure, and we'll get good money on parting out that juicer. And then the other things will be a little bit long tail, but they will eventually sell. But $24 free shipping, and we only paid $5, and this is easy as it can be. A week ago, I found this on the video for $1.99, and I said, that'll sell for $16 free shipping in my store in about a week. And guess what? I was right. Those Caterpillar hats, I find them all the time because I live in Peoria, Illinois, where Caterpillar Tractor is from, and where Caterpillar National Headquarters was forever, and now it's kind of in Chicago and it's kind of in Texas, but still Peoria is the home of Caterpillar. So I find that stuff a lot, and I know it's going to sell, especially a new with tag hat like that. So I knew paperweights were a thing. So when I found a bunch of them on high bid auction, I bid on them. And this is a lovely little thing. It's got a cool spiral thing. It'll look cool on somebody's desk, but it is not signed in any way that I can find, and that hurts it. Unfortunately, just being a pretty one makes them worth like $25, $30. Doesn't make them worth the buku dollars that signed ones are. I mean, and that makes sense, but the signed paperweights can be a couple $100. I paid $10 for that. I paid $10 for like 10 of them, and that one sold for $25 free shipping. I did have a couple that sold really well and made me my money back, but I got to be more careful if I think I'm going to keep buying paperweights. Bingo and Rolly are a couple of puppies who bark and chase and chew. And there's this guy named Bob who makes up inventions a couple puppies can use. But when Bob's away, the pups will play AA on a mission around the world trying to save the day. These are plush from a Disney Junior show. You can imagine I've watched a lot of that. And it's Harlan Williams, who is a kind of a comedic genius. I love most of his work, but that's his show about his dogs. And those sold for, I had them listed for like 27, and went back and forth quite a bit with the buyer. They came in at like 14, and I said 22, and they said 14.50, and I declined. And they came back at 18, and I said 19.99, and that's all. I'm not going any lower than that. And they took it and paid right away. And these Carhartt Youth Extra Large, Goodwill had these on the rack for like $5 or something in the boys' clothes. And I mean, Youth Extra Large will fit a lot of smaller guys or women, skinny women. Those are a pretty versatile size. And so for $5, I knew I was going to make money. It took probably 5 or 6 weeks for them to sell, and they sold for $46 plus shipping. There's an igloo.
Yeah, almost. It's an igloo just for making it.
You're good. You're good. Good.
So I have 25 orders to ship for a total of $1,069.58. This is getting fun. That's a $42.78 average sale price. Now I have one item that really pumped me up, but a lot of really good items sold here today. Well, not today, this weekend. H8, and look, I think it's right here on top. I do okay with Ranjan stuff. I don't pay much for it. I find it for 50 cents or so at garage sales. I wouldn't pick it up at Goodwill prices. This sold just now on an offer for $9 plus shipping. And the day that I bought that Charlotte Hornets hat, I bought, my wife was with me, Mrs. Mud and Pop, and she picked this for $2.99 on a no tag at all, but it's vintage Winnie the Pooh quarter zip fleece. And for $2.99, I was like, yes, sir, Marie, dude. That sold for $27 and free shipping. And guys, I think that's everything that sold. So Oh my goodness, that's a whole lot. And it is still only noon on Sunday, so hopefully the Monday video will be ginormous as well. Because hopefully I'll make a whole bunch more sales. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, following, clicking the bell, all the things that you do. We'll see you on the next one.